Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I just thought I'd come on here real quick and do some Chalk Couture. I haven't done Chalk Couture in a while, and I've got this cute little kit in the mail, and I thought I would just put it together for all of you that have not learned about Chalk Couture and what it's all about. It is a high-end DIY home decor company where you can buy chalk kits and make your own home decor. So we're going to put together our little kit today, and it's called Heart and Home, and I absolutely love it. It's cute. It's actually 2 kits in one. Means you can do the one side and then you can do the other side. So let's get started. So it came in this bag, and it's an all-inclusive kit. You will find the link to get this kit if you want to order it in the description in the comments. So this is the kit. Let me see if I can get my camera adjusted a little bit better. There we go. It's all inclusive. So your chalks in here, your surfaces are in here, your transfers in here. The transfers are reusable, so you can make this kit over and over and over up to about 10 times as long as you take care of your transfer. So let's look inside and see what's in here. It comes packaged in cellophane to keep it safe from the elements when it lands at your mailbox. And this cardboard is good to use while you paint, sorry, cat's in the way, while you paint your blocks. We get full instruction sheet on how to do the one side and the other side. It gives you your list of contents that's in the package. So here's our transfer. We've got love and we've got home. One side is love, the other side is home. Love you forever, welcome home, love is in the air, or sweet home. So we're going to put this together. We got chalk singles of Ocean Mist, Candy Apple, Bright White, and Shimmer Gold. You get 4 paste trays. And you get a little mini squeegee. Now the paint trays and the squeegee you want to hang on to because they're reusable. This kit also comes with a paintbrush, which once you clean them, of course, let them dry, and you will be able to keep these and use them over and over. And then you've got your blocks. So let's open these, and they are tightly packaged too. So tell me in the comments if you craft. Is this the first time you've seen Chalk Couture? Just let me know in the comments. So we've got 4 blocks, 3 of one shape and 1 rectangle. Oh, sorry, 4. Then we've got a heart cut out, and we've got a house cut out. And we've got 2 double-sided adhesives, I guess, to adhere our little shapes to. Okay, so let's see what our first directions say. So I'm going to move these out of the way because it says, need your Candy Apple and Ocean Mist chalk paste. So what you're going to do is just knead the packet back and forth a little bit. And I know we're going to need some water, and I didn't bring over my sprayer. So we've got candy apple mixed up. Let's do ocean. Well, we don't need ocean mist right now because we're going to do the Valentine's one. And so we'll do white. Get white all mixed up. And we're going to use the gold, so we're going to get our gold mixed up. And let's open our candy apple. We're just going to cut the corner off and put a little bit in our tray because we're going to paint, so we're going to have to add some water to this. And we're going to keep our other red still in the packet. I found my little sprayer. So we're going to add a little bit of water to this and mix it up to get it a little bit thinner because we're going to use this as paint. And we are going to paint our block red. We're going to set that one aside to let it dry. Let me cut my light on. Maybe it'll be a little bit better with some light. There, that helped. We're going to leave one white. We'll paint the second one. And the third one. And that is the third one. See, it covered pretty good. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and let those dry. And while those dry, we are going to do our little heart and prep our transfer. So we've got our rectangle block and we've got our little heart. So we're going to take our transfer from the package. These are self-adhesive, reusable transfers, and this transfer have these lines, and that's our cut lines. So we're going to take our Chalk Couture scissors and we're just going to cut on our cut lines. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera, so I don't have enough room. So there's that one. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. There we go. So I know we're going to need our little heart. for that. And we need to decide, we need love, so we're going to need our L. The O is the heart, so we're going to need the V next. And then the E. And they gave us two E's. So if we want to go ahead and do the back side, we won't have to wash our E and use it again. So we've got H, then the house is the O, the M, and the E for the opposite side of love. So we'll set those aside for just a minute. And we need to decide what we want to go with our love. So we've got love you forever, love is in the air, and so that's the two that we need to choose from. And I think I want to do love is in the air. So we're going to cut on our cut line and cut these in half first. And cut these apart. And we're going to do this one. So this has the transfer side and then the backing. So what I like to do is write what the transfer says. So this is in the air. So I'm going to put is in the air. So when I put it back on, I'll know which side that the transfer goes on, because there's one side that it doesn't go on. It'll stick to it. So you want to make sure that you put it back on the right side. So we've got an L, a V, and an E. And this one is the heart. So while we're still waiting on our blocks to dry, we are going to work on our heart and our rectangle block. So you're just going to peel your backer off, or peel your transfer off the backer, and then you want to center this. And just kind of make sure it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't stress out about anything. And just press it onto your block. Make sure there's no bubbles under your transfer, or you'll get a bubble line. And we're going to do this in the shimmer gold. So we're going to make sure it's mixed up really well by kneading the packet. And my cat is trying to come over here again. And squeeze out a little bit of our paste in our tray. We're going to use our little squeegee and pick up a little bit of this chalk, and we're just going to pull it across the transfer. And I usually go from both directions. Make sure all the words, all the image on the transfer is completely covered. And put our squeegee back in our little tray. And then we're just going to peel it up. Peel and reveal. And you don't want to pull it straight up in the air, because it'll curl. And then we're going to lay this to the side. After we're finished, what we're going to do is just run this under lukewarm water and rinse it off, put it back on the backer, and it'll be ready to use again. So here is our love is in the air. Next, we're going to do our heart. So we're going to remove our transfer from our backing and place our transfer on our little heart. And this one, since there's not a lot of sticky, you want to make sure that you press all these little dots down really well. And again, we're going to pick up some of our paste and just drag it over our transfer. Make sure it's all covered and removing the excess. And I kind of like to move mine around a little bit so it's a little bit easier to get it all covered. Thin it out, remove all the excess, and then you can wipe this back in your tray. And then we're just going to peel it and reveal it. And there's our little heart. And again, I'm going to set this over to the side. When we're finished, I'm going to wash it and put it right back on the backing. So there's our little heart with our love is in the air. We're going to set these over to the side and let them dry. Now, we have the one that's not painted, and that's where we're going to glue our little heart-ons, but our heart is not dry yet, so we're going to set that one to the side. So now we have our red blocks, and I just kind of inspect them and make sure that it's all covered, but it doesn't really have to be because it kind of looks distressed when you leave it, you know, with some of it not covered. So I'm going to speed this along a little bit and use my heat drying tool and dry this chalk paint. And it goes from, you can kind of see that it's shiny. It goes from shiny to not shiny when it's completely dry. And believe me, you want to make sure it's completely dry. Okay, we'll work on this one. And you also want to, if you're using a heat tool to dry, there are some out there that just blows air and helps you dry them. You want to make sure that they return to room temperature before you put your transfer on. And then you kind of want to test it and make sure that it's really dry before you put your transfer down. It's still kind of damp in that one corner right here, so I'm going to give it a few more minutes. This one seems to be pretty dry. So we're going to do our L, and we're going to take our bright white, make sure it's mixed up real good. If we got time, we'll do the other side too, since I've got all this open and out. Like I said, this project is 2 projects in one. So once Valentine's Day is over, we can flip it around and use the other side. So I'm just going to peel my transfer, center my L, I think this is the hardest part about Chalk Couture, is getting things centered and level. But you know, it's DIY. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you're going to get your squeegee again. I have a couple of these, but what you would want to do is wipe this one off and use it again. But I have more than one, so I'm going to use a different one. And I'm just going to put my chalk on my L. Make sure all of my L is completely covered. And peel it and reveal it. So there's our L. We're going to set this aside and wash it later. It's best to, if you want your transfers to last a long time, it's best to wash them right away. You can put them in a tub of water while you're doing your project. That will help them be easier to wash. So there's our V. So any of these, if this might be something that you're interested in, we have so many transfers, so many surfaces, so much fun to do your own DIY. And see, I've got red on my, that'll wash right off because it's chalk paint. And then I've got my distressed look, which if I wanted to, I can leave it that way or I can repaint it. Which I love the little bit of distressed look. So there is our V. Now we're ready to do our E. And I stuck my finger in chalk paint, so I need to get it off right quick. And you can just use a Clorox wipe. Will help get that off really good. So now we're ready to do our E, and then we'll put our little heart together, and this project is done. And if you don't want the paint to come off, you can just stick your transfer to your hand or to your shirt and get off a little bit of the sticky so it doesn't stick as well. And then when you wash it, the sticky comes right back. So place your transfer and make sure there's no bubbles. Apply your chalk with your squeegee. Sorry, there's the cat again. She only wants to come in here when I'm doing stuff. And then we're going to peel it. And I'm sorry if you're asking me a question. I will look at my comments after I'm done and answer anything that needs to be answered. I didn't like that one little blob right there, so I'm going to go back over it a little bit. So there is our LOVE. So now we can work on our, I don't know where that chalk is coming from, but I keep getting the gold on me. So we're going to adhere our little heart with our double-sided tape. to our block. And press it down real good. Remove that backer. Press our heart down, and you see it wasn't quite dry, so I've got my fingerprint in it. But we've got L-O-V-E, and we can put these two on top, and it will just sit right in our mantle. Isn't that cute? I absolutely love it. So I'm going to take another little paintbrush and wet my paintbrush. And grab a little bit of this gold. And once that dries, you will not be able to see it. So there's the one project. So what we need to do is give this a quick dry so we can work on the other side. So we're going to take the L and flip it over, the V and flip it over, and the E and flip it over. And leave these over here to finish drying. So now we're going to get our ocean mist, and we're going to mix it up. And we're going to paint these blocks. Add a little bit of water. If I can figure out where I put my little spray. Two squirts of water, and find another paintbrush. Which you can wash that one. And reuse it. Really simple to paint these. Goes on really smooth and creamy. Okay, we're going to let those dry. And we're going to take our little triangle or our rectangle, turn it over, and what our choices are for this one is Home Sweet Home or Welcome. I think I want to do Home Sweet Home. I like that saying. So again, we're going to put our words on the back of our transfer. Sweet Home. And then we're going to do house on that one. For right now, we're going to take our transfer from our backing and center it. And again, we're going to do this in gold. But you can use any colors you want. Chalk Couture has several paste colors. And they're all the same. You know, you can add water to them and make them a paint. Gold. Apply our paste to our transfer. Drag it around with our little squeegee. Peel it. I've got chalk on my fingers. And then just set this aside to wash later. And there's our sweet home. We're going to take our heart block and we are going to do our little house cutout here and our little house transfer. Now you'll have to pay attention. Now I know this is upside down because the transfer doesn't match. So if I flip it over, now it matches. So take our transfer, line it up, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It keeps sticking to my desk. And then we're going to take our gold paste, and I still have the same amount that I put in when I first started, and just smooth it out, which I think I need a little bit more. So find our gold, put it in our tray, pick it up, apply it to our transfer, remove our excess, and then we're just going to peel it up. And there's our little house cutout. And let's dry this one because we're going to go ahead and glue it. That gold shimmer paint takes a little bit longer to dry. All the shimmer paints take a little bit, or chalks take a little bit longer to dry than the other ones. So we'll set this aside to let it dry a little bit more. See, our blocks are still a little bit shiny. So we're going to dry those till they're dry, then let them return back to room temperature. And we're going to go back to our white paint and do our letters. We're almost done. We've made 2 projects. So let's start with the H. do H, E, and I always put a 2 because I had 2 E's, so that's E2, and then our M. And we're going to take our white paint, or white chalk, I don't know why I keep calling it paint, white chalk, and drag it. Now these do, if they get wet, it's not something you can put outside unless you put some kind of sealer on it. But if they get wet, the chalk will come off. So if you wanted to reuse this for a different project, you certainly could. All you'd have to do is wash them. So there's our H. Our O is the house, so we'll do M next. Tell that one was a little crooked. So apply your transfer. Make sure there's no bubbles. Pick up your white chalk. Peel it and reveal it. And you want to do this fairly quickly because that chalk will dry into your silk screen. These are silk screens. It will dry in that screened area and will distort your image. So there's our M. Now we do our E. And see, we still got lots of chalk left, so if you had other projects you wanted to use with these colors, you certainly would have enough to do more projects. There's our E. So that would go there. This one would go here. So now all we have left to do is attaching our house to our heart, which they provided us the little adhesive squares. Attach our little house. So there's the other side of our little project. So we've got Home Sweet Home. And Love is in the Air. Isn't that neat? I just love Chalk Couture. It's so much fun. It's so easy. And now I have a cute little home decor piece for my mantle, my tiered tray on my kitchen table. And then once Valentine's Day is over, we're going to just flip it around and have something else we can use till the next holiday. So there you have it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I'll, soon as I get done with cleaning up my mess, I'll post the link in comments if you want to order it. And that's the only thing you have to order is that one item, and everything you see here is what you get. It's a complete project. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to do some more videos soon. We'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.